Hello, hello. Welcome to Crime Time. I am your host, Celeste. As always, we acknowledge the native people, the traditional owners of the land that we're on, and the water that we drink and love to sit by. We pay our respects to our elders, past, present, and emerging, and we apologize in advance for the few idiots in America. You know the saying, a few rotten apples. In this case, it is not true. Uh, we cannot let this person, this scum, this hater, speak for us. And I'm speaking about Scott Nelson. The state is Florida, people. Florida, the land of gators. And Scott Nelson, homeless man who had quite the reason for killing someone. His probation officer made him do it. Yeah. It's like kind of going up to the police and telling them that they're the reason that you robbed a store. You know, really makes no sense to me. But yeah. So there's Scott Nelson there. Born 1964. Anybody with the birthday February 28th? Shame. Shame. No, just kidding. He was wanted in connection with the disappearance of Jennifer Lynn Fulford. Uh, there he is with glasses, without glasses, and ugh, gosh, yuck. And you know what I'm talking about, people? The ponytail. Yeah, he's not getting away with it. Really, not getting away with it. All right. So he's a loser. All right. He's a hater. Why do I say that? He thinks that just because you have nice things, it makes him upset. When he's walking down the street and you have a nice car, he wants to bust your windows out. That's the kind of guy this is. All right. He thinks that when you've got a nice flower pot on your porch and you worked hard, and he doesn't have anything because he's been committing crimes and doing bad things. He doesn't think you should have anything. So he's got quite a lot of excuses. Like I said, bad childhood. Daddy was mean to him. Yeah. He was in prison before. Yeah. Homeless. Like I already told you about what he said about his probation officer. So we already heard that. Yes, he has crimes in his background, and we'll get to that. He should get his life together, right? He's a loser. I call people like him haters because I don't like when somebody doesn't like to see you looking good. When you work hard for your stuff, you should get to keep it. I like to really surround myself with people working hard because you should surround yourself with people doing well. That's the way to continue prospering. All right. Yeah. So there he is at an ATM. So the crime that he went to jail for, that he was on probation for, like I said, he blamed his probation officer for his crime here. He had robbed his father. Yeah, you heard me right. He robbed his father. Yes. So he robs his father. What a loser, right? Like, how old is this guy? That's what I think about. Like, who he doesn't look young. Okay. There he is at the ATM robbing his father. Not sure if that's the footage of him robbing his father, but there he is at an ATM robbing somebody. The year was 1994. All right. His father is Larry Nelson. He went to the ATM to withdraw $10,000 after robbing his dad at gunpoint. His father told investigators that he walked in and immediately hit his dad in the back of the head, tied him up, duct taped him, His dad didn't want to be put in his truck. He's claustrophobic and begged his son not to put him in there. So his son left him in the house. I'm surprised his father got out alive, to be honest. The only reason that they know it was him, that it was Scott, was they found beer cans, right? So we know he's got a drinking issue. This guy, right? So we also know that Jennifer Fulford was struck, uh, and she wasn't left in the home like the father was. Okay, so like I said, the father's very lucky that he left him there, or I think he would have killed him. To be honest, ladies, all right, the ponytail, the robbing daddy. All right, this is not a winner. Okay, guys like this who live in basements and on probation. Okay, these are what we call big red flags. All right. So these are not the guys you want to bring home. Okay. Just saying. Okay. Let's hear one of the things he said in court. This emotionless scumbag. And all credit here to A&E for this footage of him in court. So let's hear a little bit of it, shall we? All right. Here we go. At the time of the murder, like I said, he was on probation for the robbery of his father. The red flags should be going off. He testified at this time when I was getting this information, it was Thursday, that his probation officer was actually the reason that he committed the crime because they caused him to lose his job and become homeless. And when the prosecutor said, "Tell me more about that, what do you mean by that? Did the prosecutor kill uh, this woman?" He said, "No, I did." Okay. And he also made a point. Uh, he said that the reason that he blamed his probation officer is because they went to his job and made it so he got thrown out on the street at his job because the probation officer uh, made him homeless because they went up there and told his job, like, "Oh, this guy, I can't believe you're letting him stay there. I can't believe that you employed this loser." And yeah, and if that's true, no, that is probably the probation officer stepping outside their bounds. But you know what? You're a loser and a hater. And the probation officer probably realized it the second they laid eyes on you that you were crazy and that you shouldn't be staying with people because you're crazy. So anyway, and then you heard him there in his little sound bite. Once you kick a dog enough times, they bite back. And he went and bought. That's a sign, okay? If you are a cashier at a store, I'm just going to tell you, those are red flags in itself. If you are a cashier and you are ringing up duct tape, zip ties, and all that crap, okay, and you look at the guy and he got a ponytail and he looks like that, okay, and you don't call the police, there's a problem with you. Okay? There's a problem with you. Really. I don't know who rings up stuff like that and doesn't. Are you not having like casual conversations as you're ringing up duct tape and zip ties and shovel? I mean, come on. That I thought that happened in movies. You know, you're ringing up zip ties. Okay, zip ties. Ding. You're ringing up duct tape. Ding. You're ringing up. I mean, come on. Think about it. She would be alive today, he said, if it wasn't for his probation officer. And he wanted the world to know that. His probation officer is sitting there thinking, "Oh, yeah, I feel so bad. I caused you to kill somebody." Piece of scum. And then this is just what his quote of what he said. They made a point of creating the situation where his employer slash landlord had to put him out. because they were living there, and so he was homeless. So his solution to being homeless is to rob people. I'm gonna tell you, if I ever become homeless, I'm gonna get a job and work my butt off to get another place. My first thought isn't, I'm gonna go get zip ties, duct tape, and other supply and a shovel. Those are the things. I mean, he could have also, you know what else he could have done? I'm gonna tell you right now what he could have done that was free, because I don't know where he got the money. He's starving, but he has money to buy zip ties and duct tape. You know what he could have done? Okay, he could have went and found himself a cardboard box and a pen, and got to writing. Okay, and I see him do it all the time where I live. I always say to myself, if you are low enough to get a cardboard box and a pen, okay, and write on there, need food, uh, I might just have some change for you, okay? That's what he should have did. But no. Uh, when do you decide, I've been kicked so many times, now I have to buy duct tape? I mean, come on, dude. Don't nobody feel bad for you. You don't want somebody to feel bad for you. He was, yeah, they're talking about he was seen buying duct tape, zip tie. I mean, come on. This is unbelievable. This was his plan. I mean, that's not a plan. That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. That's not a plan. He was hungry, starving to death. You ain't starving to death if you got money enough to buy duct tape. Duct tape is a good $5. That's a meal at McDonald's. People don't give a damn about nobody in this world. They don't care. If I had knocked on someone's door and said, "Can I have a glass of water?" they would call 911. I don't believe it. I do not believe it. I believe that if Jennifer Fulford, he knocked on her door and she let him in, I know for a fact that woman would have gave him a glass of water. I guarantee it. I know it. I know it in my heart and my soul. I know it. I know it. And he can't tell me that she didn't give him a glass of water. I bet you that's what she was doing when he killed her. I bet you. And he should be ashamed of himself for even saying it. People like that. That's why, and I don't even believe in the death penalty, but people like that, boy, they they work my nerves. And that's why I like to think of Jennifer as Lady Justice, because she prevailed, She prevailed and she spoke and she took him off the streets because if your plan is when you are down and out to go get duct tape and zip ties, you should not be on the streets. Okay. So may she rest in peace and in heaven, and her family and loved ones know that she took she made an ultimate sacrifice and probably saved many children and families. Really, he should not be breathing, but I almost wish a car would have taken him out on the way to somewhere, but sadly that didn't happen. Uh, you know Also, I want you guys, so this channel really is called a You Decide channel. I like to show stuff where I want you to think about stuff, and the reason I chose this guy is because he says he's a serial killer and a serial bank robber. Okay, you decide. I kind of believe that he might be, to be honest. I almost feel like, and this is just something I've watched a couple things. I'm very into true crime. Anybody who's into true crime like me, and if you're into true crime, you've seen a lot of stuff. You've heard things, you know about things. And you know that often people are caught for something. It doesn't mean that's their first time doing it, right? First time you're caught drinking and driving, often it's not your first time drinking and driving. First time you're caught stealing, usually it's not the first time you stole. So, I mean, he says he's a serial killer. And he wrote a letter to the judge saying that he would give more details if he could get better food in the jail. I say we get some McDonald's, or whatever food he wants. We can get, he said his favorite food was pizza in an interview. Let's send this guy some pizza. Okay. Spit on it, you know, send it up to him. Let him eat it. Well, I'll get him whatever pizza he wants, spit on it, and send it to him. Uh, and he can eat it. He said he lost 40 pounds since his October arrest. Okay. Let's get him pizza, spit on it, and get it up. And I know that sounds disgusting, and I'm sorry about it, guys. I'm so sorry. But let's get it to him. But anyway, he was found guilty of first-degree murder, kidnapping, carjacking, and robbery. Scumbag there in the corner got life in prison, which he deserved. Uh, and this is him just being just a total jerk in court. Again, courtesy of A&E. We can't, or in long crime, you can't give them enough credit for the work they do.
Report, can you read back the question?
Mr. Nelson has shown no adverse effects from social health.
Mr. Nelson, Mr. Nelson, you need to take a moment. Mr. Nelson, you need to take a moment with your attorney. Hold on, sir. Sir. Members of the jury, Mr. Nelson. Mr. Nelson.
He might be a racist.
Mr. Nelson, Mr. Nelson, are we clear that you're going to stop talking? I need a verbal affirmative. Mr. Nelson, talk with your attorneys, and then your attorneys. I'm going to, Mr. Nelson. Mr. Nelson, Ms. Simmons has asked for a moment to talk with you privately. I'm going to grant her request. You're going to have that opportunity. You need to follow the deputy's instructions so they can facilitate this. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So we've talked a lot about who this loser and hater was, but let's talk a little bit about who Jennifer was. So everyone loved Jennifer. That's what I can say from the information I've gathered. Out of the utmost respect for Jennifer's family, I'll share the little that I know and the little that I think they would be okay with me sharing. Jennifer was a nanny for 6 years, and the kids and the family that she worked for loved her. Oh, I tear up just thinking about this. Jennifer has a smile that when you look at it, lights up a room. And in all of her pictures, almost all of them that I found, she's lighting up the room with that smile. So, yeah, she has 2 kids of her own. She's a grandma, a mom, of course. She's from Atlamore Springs. I don't know how to say that right. I hope I said it right. 56 years young is how I like to say it. Just beautiful. Seemed very humble, too, from the pictures that I've seen, had nice things, but also was really humble, I don't think that she came from nice things. I think she worked hard for it, to be honest, because some of the pictures looked like she didn't always have nice things. It looked like she worked hard for it. Loved animals, and again, that smile, when you look at it, lights up the room. Really lights up a room. Really. So that's Jennifer. Beautiful, beautiful woman. And like I said, I truly think about she may have saved so many people because this person could absolutely be a serial killer, right? This person could, if not caught, kill more people. So Jennifer, I want to think, saved lives. So Jennifer saved lives. Okay? That's what Jennifer did. And I don't know how anybody could look at that smile and look at that face. And that's why I know that if he asked her for water, she would have gave him water. There's absolutely no way. I could see her being taken back if he walked up to her door with zip ties and duct tape, as would anyone, right? You walk up to my door with zip ties and duct tape, I'm not letting you in. That's a little strange. But she actually, I think, let him in. So I don't know how that went. You know, it's just, it's hard to imagine, right? So we know he tied up Jennifer and put her in the trunk of her own car. He stole $300 from Jennifer. $300, guys. She would have given him $300. I would have given him $300. Her kids would have given him $300. Hell, his probation officer would have given him $300. You know, to keep this smile around. So, Fulfer's body was found in 2017 in a wooded area, wrapped up in that comforter. Investigators say, that she was taken from that home where she was working. I like to think she was the victim, but now she's just remembered for the love she gave and all the good. While Scott, not so much. And she'll live on in the memory of her family. And I hope that you'll remember, the people who don't know her well enough, remember the smile, because it is memorable. So when you think of Jennifer, remember that smile. And then maybe she saved lives. Because we'll talk more and maybe do some investigating into that area where he's from and find out if he could be a serial killer, right? Could he be a serial killer? And I want to thank you for watching. Encourage you to subscribe. I'll try and post something true crime-ish, you decide, every 2 weeks or more. If you have ideas of things that we can investigate together or any you decide videos, put it in the chat. Also, if you think that he has killed before, or if you have any ideas on who he may have killed, let's investigate together. Let's look into it. I'm game. Let's send him some pizza and spit on it. Put in the comments, heck yeah, this loser is a serial killer and he's a hater. And he's a bank robbing hater, right? He said he's a serial killing bank robber. That's what he said. Or, nah, he's just a hater who killed one woman. That's up to you what you put. So, thanks again for watching. Thanks. Social justice all the time. I'm out.